How do you like that? Starting right on time. Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media. Hey, Carolina Panthers are taking, I cut off my intro, but you know what I'm going to say. Carolina Panthers are about to take on the New Orleans Saints, and we are about to have our pregame show right after this intro. All right, let's play a little Carolina Panthers trivia. Tell me what person has interviewed the most Carolina Panther players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization? Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. All right, so let's get ready. I see a few people are logging in today. Hopefully it's not a slow day with you guys coming and joining me. Regardless, I'm gonna do what I love to do. Finish my intro. Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka man of the people, which means I love working for you fans. I know there's a lot of disgruntled people out there, a lot of questions. I'm your guy. I will always do my best to get those questions that you may have answered from players and coaches. So I see a few comments that are coming. Encourage you guys to continue to leave those comments. And I got information that I like to go over because I'm your guy that's going to get you ready to watch this game by yourself with family or friends and give you some good details. And then all the questions that may be coming, I will be answering them, okay? And as you know, my co-host Lauren has been out several weeks. Feels like several weeks. She's been out a while after having COVID. We may get a guest appearance from Lauren today. Hopefully so, but no promises right now because I still, most importantly, want her to get well so that when she does come back, she's able to stay back, all right? And for those who may want to know, yes, she has the vaccine, but yes, she's been sick. So it's my little PSA. If you haven't got it, got it. And if you still have the vaccine, be careful because it affects everybody differently, okay? Nevertheless, let me go ahead and say what's up to a few people before I get into my thing. What's up, Vincent? What's up, Ali? What's up, Rodney? What's going on, KPM? KPM, appreciate you very much. What's going on, Key, Justin, and Shakid? All right, so let's go ahead and start with some transactions that the Carolina Panthers have made within these past couple of days. Move some things to the screen right here. All right, here we go. And for these transactions, I actually didn't put things exactly as they should be, but let me go ahead and tell you. So Carolina Panthers have obviously been dealing with some COVID situations. So that's where we're going to start, is talking about the latest with the COVID situation. Trying to get all my screens right here. Un momento. That's 1 minute in Spanish, for those who don't know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the screen for you guys to take a look at. I like that new graphic. Hopefully you guys like that new graphic. So the Carolina Panthers put several players on the COVID list, but a lot of those guys have come off. So that would be defensive end Brian Burns. He is no longer on the COVID list. He has been activated. Defensive end Marquise Haynes. He is no longer on the COVID list. He's been activated. And linebacker Shaq Thompson. So those are your guys that had COVID early this week and have been able to get clear protocol and are able to be on the roster and active for today's game. That inactive list is coming to you shortly. Continuing on with the transactions. My man, defensive end Austin Larkin, he was a standard elevation for this week. So just in case those who want to know, you could have two guys from the practice squad that are standard elevations, and then you can have pretty much an unlimited number of guys that are elevated due to COVID. So Larkin was a standard elevation. And then we have quite a few guys that were COVID replacements. That would be tight end Colin Thompson. That would be cornerback Madre Harper. That would be running back Spencer Brown, and that would be guard Mike Horton. So those are all your COVID elevations and transactions that have taken place since Friday. Let me continue to move through my notes here. All right, so today's matchup, we have the 5-10 Carolina Panthers. 5-10 because we just fell to the Tampa Bay Bucks 32-6. And I know currently they're playing, I think Shaquille told me, the Jets, and it's a competitive game so far. And it wasn't so much with the Panthers, and you could blame it on we have good players, just not good enough coaching. We'll come to that. Facing the Saints that are 7-8. Saints just had a loss from to the Miami Dolphins, 20-3. Now the Saints were hit pretty heavily with injuries and COVID last week in that matchup against the Dolphins, but today they have most of those guys back from COVID. Not a full slate. Nobody really has that right now in the NFL or any pro sports. And these two teams have played each other 54 times, and Saints lead the series. All right. Everybody still doing good? You guys like the graphics? Hopefully you guys did. And let's go ahead and let's go over our defensive rankings. And this thing that I want to talk about with the defense. First, let me tell you the current top 10 defensive rankings, all right? You guys ready? Here we go. We have several rankings that we are top 10 with in defense. That is total yards allowed per game at 300, good enough for second place. And what I'm going to point out to you shortly is that our defense is kind of sliding, which I'm sure you may already know, but I'm going to point it out and show you some good details about it. Hey, if you guys have questions, please leave them. And for everybody that's watching, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. Helps us to do what we love to do, and getting questions from players and coaches answered for you. The more we have subscribers, the more we have the ability to get some good interviews and information for you guys. And if you've already subscribed, let's go ahead and hit the like button. All right, so let's continue on here. Rushing yards per attempt, we are 9th overall in the league with 4.17 yards. That number is going up right now. Passing net yards per game, 182. That's good enough for second place in the NFL. And our third down efficiency, how often are we stopping them? 37.8% of the time, good enough for 10th place. So that's cool. That's cool. All right. So let me point out something. I don't have a graphic to put on the screen for you, but I do want to share this information with you. And that is just how much our defense has declined. So I know there's a delay from when I asked the question and when you all get a chance to comment on it. But the question would be, which category do you think our defense has slid the most on this year? So again, there's a delay for when I say this live and when you guys get it. So which statistical category do you think our defense has slid the most on this year? Start leaving me your comments. I want to hear from you. And as I wait for your comments to start, I'm going to tell you this. It is not sacks. We have slid in the sacks category, but it is not sacks. So rushing defense is what KPM says. Anybody else want to put some guesses out there? Rushing defense was from KPM. I'll give you about 5 more seconds because I know you didn't come on here for me to ask you questions, but I like to be interactive. I think it's much more fun that way. Quarterback? It's not a defensive category, Vincent. I'm asking for the defense side. All right, I'm going to give you 4 more seconds to see if anybody can guess. We've actually slid in a few categories. So sacks, we were in first place through weeks 1, weeks 2, weeks 3, we're in first place. Currently, we slid down to 13th and sacks. All right, so Key Justice said points allowed. Very good guess. Very good guess. That is actually our second most uh, category that we are trending down on is points allowed per game. So at the beginning of the season, we were pretty much first, second, third. We were in third place in points allowed through week 5. After week 5, things began to slip, and we have gone from a top 3 in points allowed per game to 19th. So that's a slide of 18 spots. All right, so without further ado, here is that category that we have slid the most in. KPM, you are the winner of nothing, but being smart. It's our rushing defense. That is what has fallen the most, is our rushing defense. We have slid all the way down from first place. Let's see. Yeah, we were number 1 through week 3 in rushing defense. And then after week 3, we went to 10th. We went back up in week 5, but we've fallen from number 1 through week 3, or I could say from number 8 through week 5, to being all the way down to 21st in rushing defense. We have slid to 21st in rushing defense. So that's the biggest category that we have gone down. Hey, I wish I had the graphics for breaking news. I wish I had the sound effects for breaking news, but I don't. So I'm just gonna do my best way of drum rolling. Hey, guess what? Do. This just in. Can I do it? Can I do it? Hey! Who's
Hi.
that?
It's me.
Lauren. How
It's
you
me.
doing?
Hanging in there. I apologize if I look really rough, but COVID. But I'm doing all right.
Hey, we won't ask you to talk too much because I'm pretty sure that you may start to cough and all that jazz. But how have you been?
Uh, I was struggling for a while. I would say I'm doing much better now. I was really, really, really sick for the first 5 days. I had like 103.3 fever, full body chills for like 3 days. I was down to the count, but I can at least breathe now and talk, and I feel a little bit better. I still feel really tired, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good, I'd say.
So what do we? We're
But
like 10 days into your illness, if I can say it like that.
I tested positive last Thursday, so it hasn't been that long. I think 9 days, maybe. Wait, no, it might be 10 technically, but I didn't really feel bad until that Thursday, like middle of the day. So I'd say yeah, 10 days is probably pretty close.
So what great luck you've had. You get COVID, and that I don't know if you knew. Do you know if you had the Omicron
I don't think
variant or?
I don't think I did because I had every variant of Delta. I mean, every symptom of Delta. So I don't think that I had Omicron. I was really, really sick. I literally had every single symptom of Delta aside from loss of taste and smell. So yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, hey, we're not going to keep you long. I know the subscribers and viewers are very happy to see you, but I also have not seen you since whenever the last time that we lost at home, which was pretty much every week this season.
Yeah.
And so I will say happy post Christmas, happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New
And
Year.
if you
Sorry, I
can be,
couldn't get all ready and look. I just don't have the energy for that. So that's why you see me in my Panthers tee. My hair's up.
hey, so if you can, just
hmm
give me one comment that you want to say about this Panthers team since you've been gone. What do you want to talk about? Rule, the state, just whatever. Hey, I've been sick, but this has been on my mind kind of thing before we let you go.
So I think Coach Roll. I think I know that they say he's coming back now, but today and yesterday they've been saying, excuse me, that he's going to be coming back. However, I feel like if we don't win one of these next 2 games, that could possibly change. But I stood by Rule. I was like, give him a chance. But at this point, it's getting really, really bad. So I don't really know if I can still say that wholeheartedly and like with full support. And also, like I did listen to you say that the defense has been declining, which I would have to agree. I have a lot of things that I really could talk about that have been driving me nuts, but I don't think I want to talk for that long. But I would definitely say Rule and the defense. And I mean, my biggest thing that I've said all year long is we need a stronger O line, and I will stand by that. And I really, really hope in this offseason that we're able to get a stronger O line because regardless who our quarterback is, if we don't have a solid O line, the quarterback's going to be screwed. So we really need to work on that. And that's like my number one thing for this offseason is strengthening the offensive line. So I think really all those things I've been upset with, but if I could say one thing that I'm really looking forward to and really keeping my fingers crossed and hoping for is that the offensive line is strengthened during this 2022 offseason. So,
Okay. Of course, I miss you and want to talk more, but I'm not going to have you coughing and wheezing too much. Thank you. So, hey, at least give us a light because Lauren said, hey, even though I'm sick, I literally saw her on the couch earlier today as we tested this broadcast before
I'm
she
like
came
sweating,
on.
like literally so warm. This is the most
Well,
I've probably talked in a really long time.
so we'll hope you get better. I'm going to let you go. And hey, I got to say this in code, all right? I love what happened for the Ruiz household. That's all I'll say. I was cheering it to happen. Like, yes!
Shout out to all.
Hey,
But
I'll
thank
talk
you
to you
for
later.
letting
Thanks so
me
much for
join
coming on for a
you.
second.
I miss all of you guys, and hopefully, I don't. I'll try. I don't know about post game. I'll maybe a few minutes. I'll try to like say hello. I don't know, or if not, tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll take some medicine and maybe I'll find some energy to hop on.
Sounds good.
All right.
All
See
right,
ya.
take care. All right. Miss my co-host there. Glad that she was able to jump on. I don't know if I'm going to let her come on post game because if she can come on tomorrow, I'd rather her save that energy and be able to do the whole show with me tomorrow instead of coming back on later post game and kind of taking a step back. But Lauren, glad that you came on and we were able to see you. So let's go ahead and get back to the show and go over a few things. If you guys have not left any questions or comments, please do so. Now, we normally have a notable connections that we talk about, but since this is a repeat matchup, of course, there's no new news here. So when we had divisional matchups, we'll only do the notable connections for the first game and second game. We will not do it. Let's go ahead and talk about a few interesting facts for today's game. A few things I dug up for you. Again, help you be smart while you're watching the game with friends and family today. All right, number one. Did you know DJ Moore joined Steve Smith and Greg Olson to become the third player in team history with 3 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving? That's good. But you know what? What's sad is how lost in so many other headlines it has been that I'm not going to say DJ Moore's had his best season because he's had some struggles, but he's been a bright light. You know, you look at Robbie Anderson, he struggled significantly this season, but shouts out to DJ Moore. 3 consecutive seasons that he's had 1,000 yards, joining some very elite company there. I also want to give a congratulations to Brian Burns. Even though Hassan Reddick was snubbed on his Pro Bowl selection, you definitely got to give your hat off to Brian Burns with his Pro Bowl selection. Defensive end, a very promising thing for this team is that all the struggles that we have, I know some people, Shaquille would agree, is that we have some talent on this team, particularly on the defensive side. Brian Burns is only 23 years old, making his first Pro Bowl. So certainly some promising outlook for the defense there in regards. Let's go ahead and go to, again, another guy on defense, Jeremy Chin. Became just a third player in franchise history to have at least 100 tackles in his first 2 seasons, joining linebacker Luke Kuechly and also linebacker John Beeson. So I remember both of those guys. Defense is young. Again, I say some promising information with all the negativity that we have on with the losing streak, with Coach Rule, with David Tepper. One more interesting fact for you guys is the Panthers. And boy, I hope I'm not jinxing the team here. We are the only team in the NFL this season to not allow a touchdown to the opposing team on the first drive. What? That's good stuff. Really good stuff. All right. Are you guys leaving some comments? Are the comments coming? There are some comments coming. Imagine if DJ, hold on. Imagine if DJ actually had a good quarterback, easily 1,500 yards. Yeah, I'm not mad at you there. And I gotta put this up here because Shaquille, you always have the best banter of taking some shots here. Is it true that the Panthers have officially put Matt Rule inactive for today? No, no, you know that's not true at all. You know it's not true, but I love your comments that are coming through. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Let me go through my notes here, make sure I'm still doing and talking about everything that's in order. All right, so a few things I want to lead everybody in talking about. What are we watching for in today's game? What are we watching for? So here's a few things that I put that I'm going to be looking at. The play of Sam Darnold, who will be our starting quarterback, and the play calling of Jeff Nixon. So I'm going to make these comments. I'm going to tell you where the comment is coming from. It's coming purely from the standpoint of I want to watch an entertaining game. So my thing that I'm watching for is Sam Darnold protecting the ball, Sam Darnold not being too aggressive. I don't mind if he throws the ball. The first opening drive of this game, I'm not too worried about because, in my opinion, Jeff Nixon has done a really good job of scripting how we come out. So watch for that. I feel like we should come out in this game with a pretty good first drive, a pretty good first couple of drives even, okay? But the real test will be how we continue to play after that. Going to be hoping that he's not making him throw the ball down the field too far, and I'm really going to be watching for Jeff to try to get the run game going. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I would expect him to be trying to do that. On the other side of the ball, you've already heard me talk about our defense and what's declined the most, and that has been our rush defense. We are now, these last 3 games, have slid all the way down to 134 yards approximately that we're allowing other teams to rush. We're playing what has been one of the better running backs in the league in Alvin Kamara with the New Orleans Saints today. So I expect the Saints to see if they can't get some things going early with Alvin Kamara, as well as their dynamic quarterback, Taysom Hill, who will no doubt, he's going to be back for the Saints and will be part of their rushing attack, much like we, would go to use Cam Newton recently. Hopefully you guys aren't going to jump all over me for saying that. But those are my things to watch for this week. All right, and then there's a few things that I want you guys to talk with me about this morning before we get off. And let me go ahead and give the inactives before we get too much further. So give me just a second. I'm going to bring up the inactives for today because that list is now out. Give me just a moment. Meanwhile, hit the like button if you have not hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 5,000 subscribers. All right, just 1 second. Gonna try to get this graphic up. So that's why I'm asking for just 1 more second. Uh-oh. All right, I gotta hit this button here, hit this button here. I am disappointed about one of these inactives that I'm gonna be putting up on the screen for you in just a second. And I gotta click here. All right, here we go. Hey, and you guys, are you not noticing the new graphics? Do you like it? Is it cool? Let me know. I'm working hard for you guys. Here's our inactive list for today. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore, not a surprise. He was not looking positive all week to play. Safety, Sean Chandler. Defensive end, Azur Kamara. Many guys and ladies will not be too unhappy with this one, but tackle Cameron Irving. Guard Deontay Brown, and then unfortunately defensive end Austin Larkin is inactive today. All right, those are your inactives. Now, here's what I want to talk to you about, and we're going to get into your comments. What time is it? It is 3:24. We can go closer to 4 o'clock today. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Robbie Anderson's comments this week on fan support and true fans and how he feels that real fans were not the ones that were out there booing Sam Darnold last week. And then for him to make a big play, and then you come out and then you cheer for Sam Darnold and says, hey, real fans, true fans, you cheer for your team no matter what. You cheer them on hoping that they'll, find the wherewithal to come successful. And you don't go and boo them and all the stuff that happened last week at Bank of America Stadium. So what do you all think about Robbie Anderson's comments? What do you think? I'm going to give you guys a second. Yeah, what Aaron said, everybody hit that subscribe button. Those are good things to watch. Unfortunately, I've lost all joy in watching the Panthers play. I support our gentlemen who lay everything on the line week in and week out, but it's exhausting. Yep. Rodney said he's definitely watching the quarterback and the rushing game. And then Trill says he's watching to see how many picks Sam throws before rule. Man, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you who I want to be a quarterback and who should be a quarterback, but just for the sake of watching the game, for the sake of the other 21 players that are out there, I really hope that Sam Darnold has a solid game. And I hope that we're only going to be using Cam in short yardage red zone situations. I really don't. If Sam throws an interception and then Cam comes in, then I believe Skip Bayless is the one who said, then yes, you can call it the clown show. And I just don't want that to happen. If that happens, then for me, Matt Rule's job becomes more on the line, because what are you doing? What are you doing? There's absolutely no consistency at all within that. But let me go ahead and see if you guys are now responding to the current topic that you see there on the screen. Closed mouths don't get fed. He should have kept his mouth shut. If you don't have anything good to say, then say nothing. You guys talking about Robbie? If he doesn't have anything good to say, okay. All right. So I had one other thing I want to put out there. I'm sure this is going to get some comments here. The plans to keep head coach Matt Rule for year 3. I have personally believed that Matt Rule would get a year 3 because I like to point out the meeting of sitting there with David Tepper and how he explained things and how he explained the process. I didn't feel like he wanted to scrape that after 2 years. I felt like he was going to be patient. But in my opinion, I felt like he was probably starting to be like, well, dang, I said I was going to give him 3 years. He making this hard. So there's more information that has come out about that recently with Joe Person over at The Athletic, mentioning that Tepper has felt embarrassed about the contract that he's given to Rule, but feels like it's still going to be a year 3 unless things just go really bad. So more information has come out that I'm going to share with you from Ian Rappaport about this situation. And here it is. Let me take this off for a second. From Ian Rappaport, in spite of a 5-10 record and 5 straight losses, all indications are Coach Matt Rule will return, barring an epic meltdown on the field or some unforeseen circumstance. Sources informed of Carolina's plan said this. Rule should get the chance to complete his turnaround on the field in year 3, with the hope that improved quarterback play in 2022 helps him achieve that goal. All right. So let's see what you guys got in reference to that. Here's some. Let me go over there. Here's some back comments about Robbie Anderson. Fans boo because the team isn't playing well. That's what I'm thinking that you meant to say. Apparently, Robbie forgot about his blow up on Sam in the Pats game. Riz B, I think his comments were a bunch of BS. We support them 24/7 and have the right to show our disgust with the performance of this team. I'm not mad at that comment, Riz. I'm not mad at that comment. Let me see if I can. With Robbie coming from New York, he should be used to getting booed. You know, Coach Rule mentioned the fact that he was in the Philadelphia area, familiar with that. KPM, people spend hundreds on tickets and they totally have the right to boo the productivity they paid for. Robbie got paid and hasn't produced, so he really can't criticize the fans who pay to watch the team. Okay. All right. So those were some more comments that were from the previous posting on me talking about Robbie criticizing fans who were booing last week, saying real fans don't do that. And then currently we have the topic of the plans to keep Matt Rule, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. So yeah, Rodney, you're right. According to Joe Purse's article, didn't he say Tepper's frustrated and embarrassed? That is correct. And you're saying that with those comments, if we lose the last two games, you don't see that happening. So I don't feel like if we lose the last two games that that's automatically going to happen. I do agree that, you know, each week that you're experiencing it, you experience a loss, you do feel like, man, I don't know how many in a row we've lost now, 5 or 6. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly, but I know we've lost 10 of 12. And I already feel like, and I don't have a source for this, this is just Chris Jenkins' feelings, that Rule is just saying, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold on to the 3 years that I myself said that I was going to give this guy. As long as, and it's getting hard. I feel like it's getting really hard for Tepper, but he's like, as long as something just, we don't come out and lose to New Orleans Saints 45-10. We don't come out and lose to the Bucks. Honestly, I feel like if we lose to the Saints disgracefully today, then he's done today. Now, he's not going to be fired tomorrow, but he's done for the season if that happens. But if they lose disappointingly 28-10, then that's not enough. You know, again, I feel like Tepper's already feeling the pain and just trying to hold on. And he expects some more pain the rest of this season, is my hunch. Self-ski quarterback play is not the only thing that needs to be improved. He will be bringing a poor quarterback in there with the same protection Sam and Cam getting, which is going to make them look the same. Well, so the quarterback play will not be the only thing, but it's one of the big things that need to improve, as well as the offensive line. You can't pick just one thing this team needs to change for success, but I believe you're picking a top 3. Quarterback is up there because you want him as a quarterback to be somebody that can be there for some time and you can build around him. Certainly, you need the offensive line and some other things that you'll want to address. Candyman says, I hope Matt doesn't draft a quarterback in the first round, thinking that that'll help him win next year. Well, I hope it's not the only thing. So we're only talking about one thing, but you know, the draft gives you a chance to address several things, and as long as part of what he does this offseason, including the draft, is address the offensive line, which he said that he's aware that they need. So for me, I'm not concerned whether Matt Rule will attempt to do the right things this offseason and that he's going to attempt to get the quarterback play better. He's going to attempt to get the offensive line. I don't have any doubts he's going to address the issues. The question that we're going to have to wait and see, for me, is how well he evaluated those people that he brings in there to replace and fill those gaps. So, I don't feel like he has any I feel like he's quite aware of what he needs to address. And I feel like he is going to address those. Now, if he doesn't, come back for another video where I'm going to say, what what is this guy doing? But I feel like he does know what to address. It's just going to be a matter of, does he properly evaluate those guys that he brings in to address those holes that we have? All right. Back to Robbie's comments. I was at the Pats game, spent $300 and tickets, was embarrassed for my investment. That's a lot of hard-earned money down the drain to see your team play so poorly. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Hey. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Tried to get to this comment. Give me a second. I'm jumping all over the screen. You ready to let go of that picture of Chin behind me yet? No. Oh, that's sad. No, I'm not gonna let it go. Not gonna let it go. All right, so let me go through some more comments here. Interact with you guys as I love to do. Look like Shakid's in here causing some problems, rattling up some people. Let me see what Shakid is talking about. Close a few windows here. Let me scroll back up to the top. Nobody has said anything about my graphics. What's up, Vincent? Hey, has anybody hit the like button? If you haven't, please do. And if you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Please do. Won't be able to enjoy this much longer, but here's why you should do what I'm asking you to do.
You a good guy, Chris. You a good guy.
All right. Please. Gonna have to find me a new soundbite for next year. I think I'll be able to find a good one, but probably will not be that good. That one will be probably a top 10 for a while. What's up, Vincent? Welcome back, Ali. Appreciate you. What's up, Rodney? Going through some comments here really quickly from the past. Matt Rule from Ali says, always looks like he's just rolled out of the bed during press conferences. I wonder how high his stress level is, and is he getting any sleep? Very good statement, question there. And I do feel like it's a stressful job, okay? We all look at these guys as robots and not humans, but imagine if you're getting paid, I don't know, $9 million a year, you got your family here, you're trying to do some things, and you know after losing that you're going to have to come in here and answer some questions. So I would imagine that he is under a lot of stress, but it's something that he signed up for. So I'm not excusing that, oh man, he knew what he was walking into. But I would imagine, and in my opinion, when he's come to the podium after games recently, that he seems a little bit more stressed, more anxious, more like, dang it, I'm not getting what I'm trying to get out of my team. Appreciate the comment. Oh, somebody did say something about the graphics. Appreciate it, Rodney. Appreciate it. We got lots more things coming for the graphics. Just scrolling through some of the comments here. Oh, somebody liked the Panthers shirt that Lauren had on. Yeah, that's cool. What's up, Aaron Patton? If I haven't said what's up to you already, what's up, Aaron? We love our Lauren. Glad you're feeling better. I like this from Ali. One of his hopes is that we start off 2022 with the win. Is anybody else kind of trying to determine how they're going to say this year? Are you just going to say 22 or are you going to say 2022? I don't know. I keep getting confused. KPM might save my big question for tomorrow's stream. Hey, if I have not already told you, so there's no special guest tomorrow. Hopefully Lauren will be able to join us as a co-host for tomorrow. But I do have Mick Mixon, the great legendary Panthers voice for the radio, who's retiring, I think, after 17 years. Please subscribe. If I haven't given you enough reasons, Mick Mixon will be on our show after the Tampa Bay game. So I highly look forward to having him as a guest on our show this year. Again, just looking through some of these comments here. Aaron Patton says, I don't want to come across as disrespectful, or maybe my perspective is out of line, but I hear more slander of the players than the coaching. Is it just me? Well, I think right now you're going to hear more slander on the coaching. That's what I feel like I've had than the players, because players are making mistakes, no doubt. But this is something that's so accumulative over the course of the season, is why I know so many fans are more focused on the coach than the player. Because yeah, a player can make a mistake here, a player can make a mistake here, but the overall product of the game is just going, or the team is just going down. It's definitely, argumentative or arguable that this team is worse than they were last year, even though they have more players and players that are getting better. So appreciate the comment, Aaron. Let's see. Just trying to go through the rest of these comments. It is hot in my house. Is it hot in your house, man? And Charlotte's gotten so warm these past couple of days. I refuse to turn on my air conditioner. I refuse. I'm not gonna do it. I had to close the windows, you guys. I pointed as if you could see because I didn't want the noise coming in, but it's hot. It's hot. Again, just going through a few more comments here to make sure I got through everything that I can. What is this? They're going to let a few more of these college coaches go after the season is over. Rule is safe. Here you go, Rodney, with some knowledge. Yes, it's a culmination of things. Coaching, O-line, defense is sliding, morale is down. I don't know if the morale is down so much. I mean, I guess you could say that, but here's what I feel is happening, and I feel like it's happening with the defense too. It's just, these guys are not robots. If you're playing on a team and they're losing, it just wears on you, man. It just wears on you. Makes you become more, it's just more difficult. Sorry about that. Was just checking a few things. All right. So post game will be virtual today, which is good for people like me because that means I'll be able to ask a question from the comforts of my home to Coach Rule. All right. Sorry about that. Appreciate it, Brandon. Noticing the new graphics. Candyman, hit that like button. Oh. All right. Running through some more comments here. Yeah, thoughts on Denzel Perryman making the Pro Bowl? Good for him. I'm not angry that we let him go. I'm not angry that we let him go, but happy for him that he made the Pro Bowl. Good for him. If we lose the last two games, what draft pick do you think we will get? That is something that we're going to have to let other people talk about. I have not gotten wrapped into the draft and the available players yet to speak intelligently about that. All right. So that'll be it. Again, let me read this email just to make sure I'm telling you guys correctly. Okay, yeah. So this just looks like because of the continued rise in cases with COVID, last year the media went to everything being virtual in order for us to get through that season. And I had a feeling that when throughout the week that we were not going to get a chance to be in person with players and coaches anymore. So that has been the situation so far. And today, the players and coaches will not be available in person post game. It's going to be something that's virtual as well. So that's just to me an indication that the NFL is continuing to try to do things to get this COVID situation under control, to try to reduce the spread and to keep their players healthy. So for me, that's a good bonus because now from home, I'll be able to ask Coach Rule some questions post game, should I have any. But that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm burning up because it's hot here in Charlotte. We'll be back post game. Again, Lauren may or may not be here, but it was good to see her. So glad that she was on. And everybody else that joined in, thank you so much. A few more things before I get off. Email that Rule was fired. No. Chris, be real. Everyone and their families, please be safe as we start off the new year. I couldn't agree more. Hey, thanks everybody for watching.